Hi, this is James from BitSuccess. We run a tech startup media called BitSuccess and run conference Be Global. So let me introduce about briefly what's going on in Korean startup ecosystem. Yeah, first of all, if you can see a slide, there's a lot of some startup ecosystem in Korea. For accelerators, about like a 10 to 15 accelerators in Korea, and Korean seed investors is around like a 30s, and then corporate VCs is getting over like 20s, and also if you can see the government side, there's a right top side over like a 15 to 20, and also co-working space and the media and the startup consulting. So all the startup ecosystem is getting mature, much better than 3 years ago. So vibrant Korean startup ecosystem, why? First one is strong government support. And then second thing is increasing new seed investors. And third thing is emerging startup hub. And fourth thing is a growing number of networking events, and the big companies begin to interact with the entrepreneurs and startups. So first thing, the Korean president just announced creative economy to reduce the job loss, and how the Korean entrepreneurs and Korean university students can get more opportunities to go global. So he just announced the Korean economy, and it really impact to the startup ecosystem. For example, if you can see the right side, there's a KISA and Quotra, and then KIST and NIPA, and then DreamEnter and SVI. There's tons of Korean government agency. And the prominent one is called TIPS. TIPS is called Tech Incubator Program for Startup. It's a very successful Korean program. So for example, the Korean government program like TIPS has a partner with private investors, and when the private investors invest in entrepreneurs 100K, the government invests in maximum $900K without no equity is gained. So 500K is R&D support, and then 400K is a marketing support. So these kind of things can be done by the partner with private investors called the Ventures and Spark Labs and Postco Ventures and Future Play. So government don't pick the entrepreneurs by themselves. So the real on ground, the investors select the entrepreneurs, and the government match the 1 to 9. So increasing new seed investors. About 3 years ago, when we found a BitSuccess, there is 3 or 4 seed investors that really investing early stage mobile or web-based entrepreneurs. But now, as you can see that this is domestic and overseas investors, and also a company built accelerator too. So second thing is the emerging startup hub. As you can see, the Seoul is Gangnam Style is famous for the global side. So if you can see the road, there is a Yeoksam Station and Gangnam Station and Seollong Station and Samsung Station. In here, most of the co-working space is aggregated. So DCamp is here, and then Startup Alliance and Maru 180, and also Google Campus just opened their company near the Yeoksam and Samsung stations, and also Naver accelerators, and also just tips. So in the April, just the reason why the Google Campus opened in South Korea is that they really find the opportunities in Korea. Because as you can see, the Korea just launched, about 3 years ago, launched Kakao and also Line. And the service was the first developed and the idealized and then really productized from South Korea. Because we have a really a high passion in product and the new technology. So it's so that's why Google Campus choose Seoul as a hub of the Asia. And also the co-working space. So there's a lot of co-working free spaces the entrepreneur can use for free if they want to. They apply like SVI and Dream Enter, government funded by the foundations and funded by government and funded by corporate. So it's very easy to find a space for free, and they can work in for full time and for a year. This is the picture of the Model 180. It's a very cool place. And then also networking events is in Korea, Go Venture Forum. It open like in every month, end of the Tuesday, around like 300 like entrepreneurs gathered. And also like Startup Weekend is very famous, like hackathon. And also like a Startup Alliance like forum every month. And B-Launch, our some event like Big Global opens once a year, gathering like 3,000 entrepreneurs in Korea. And also Big Global is bringing entrepreneurs to Silicon Valley. So there's like in every week, maybe 30 or 40 events related to the entrepreneurs and startups. So the other like fascinating thing is big companies like begin to interact with the entrepreneurs. Like first of all, like Samsung or LG is tend to work with the Silicon Valley entrepreneurs and Silicon Valley startups, but now they change their kind of like attitude and strategy to really work with entrepreneurs because they see the opportunities. I'm going to show later. So Naver just launched their like a Naver Startup Showcase, like bringing like how many 70 entrepreneurs to showcase their product into Naver and Line executives. This is
internet ventures like Naver, a search company, have taken on tech giants like Yahoo or more recently Google in Korea.
This is a video that
won.
showcase about
With
what the
its
Line is
messenger
doing, the Naver is
service
doing.
Line, it is now
I'm
set to go
moving
global.
forward. Okay, so this is the case that Naver really partnered with the education and then the food services, also the video service. So why the Korea is becoming the hub to Asia is that the Singapore also company and as a like Korean company, you know, the Viki was acquired by Rakuten. And also the success for entrepreneurs is after they began to become a serial entrepreneurs and the serial investors, and that they opened their. So let's see, the Ho Chang-sung and the Moon Ji-won, the founder of Viki, just launched build up their new space and the new accelerators and also seed investors called the Ventures, and then they really invest in with the around like seed investors 30 or to 500K to Korean entrepreneurs. And then the really interesting is that the really like smart guys, Korea, graduated from the KAIST and Seoul National University. They're really keen, not everyone, but like it's getting increased the number of the entrepreneurs, university students like trying to like build up their new company. And also McKinsey and the BCG or like consulting company, they're moving into like entrepreneurs and startup field. And you know the delivering service, Baedare Minjok is also the founders are from Samsung and LG and Naver, very smart guys. And the expansion to the global stage is a VCNC, like a dating app service. They just, I guess, hit the 100 million downloads. No, yeah, 100 million downloads. So in the so let's move on. So So the interesting about the investment side is that Mimibox, they just got in the Combinators as first Korean entrepreneurs, and then they just raised money from the Formation A as a lead investors, about $330 million recently. And also the Coupang, you know the Groupon and then others, really e-commerce, big global e-commerce really don't work well in Korea. But the Coupang, the traditional company, the founder is a graduate from the Harvard, from US, but the Korean. And then they just got investment from Sequoia, it's $100 billion at the valuation of the $1 billion. They just founded company in 3 years. And also the Yellow Mobile, they just founded the company in 2 years ago, and they acquired, I guess, 71 startups. And then the valuation, I guess, more like 2 or 3 billions, and then they just raised money, 100 million from Formation A as a lead investors. It's a very like interesting like format as acquiring to be a big marketing company in Korea. And also, like as I mentioned, like a Pedal Minjo, like a delivering service, they just not just, but 5 or 6 months ago, they just raised $36 million from the Goldman Sachs. So these companies are just not being like a 5 or 10 years. They just been like 2 or 3 years. But the growth of the company is really, really like a speed, like is fast. And then, as I mentioned, I just show you some ecosystem. The Series A and the seed investors, they're really investing actively, and the Series B or C, the Silicon Valley investors, mostly from the Korean Americans, they try to like bring in these acquirers and the formations and the big ones, and just horse into the Korean entrepreneurs investing more like 100 billions. So this
a number
is
of apps have popped up in recent
the
years,
company,
enabling users to order food
the
without
inside
ever
the
making a phone call.
office.
One of these is Pedal Minjok by a startup company called Ua Brothers, and it's getting a lot of attention. The app, launched in 2010, is known for its user-friendly mobile
So
platform.
in the Korean, the delivering
Commercial for the
service
app,
is
which looks
we
like
order
a
a
trailer
lot of
went
like
viral on
Chinese
social
noodles and then
networking
chicken.
sites.
So it's very difficult to like order, like only we can do it by phone, but by mobile we can do it easily. So they just revolutionized the delivery service. And also very interesting one is the Fibrox is a mobile like a back-end analytic service. They just got investments from Global Brain in last year, maybe, and then $2 million. And then they are acquired last year in August at the, I don't know about the valuation they got acquired, but they got acquired by Tapjoy. So they just launched their service. Fibrox is about, it has been only like 1.5 years, which is a very like successful case for entrepreneurs, and then from getting investment from the Japan investors. So the startup ecosystem in Korea is very well organized right now and very mature. Support organizations and big corporates and universities and funding organizations and service providers and research organizations. So so as you mentioned, like our company name is Big Success. We are similar like Techinasia. So we publish articles what's going on in Korean and overseas market. So there's other like similar like media companies. So all the media, the information can be shared, what's wrong and what's good. So we have like same the information and share the in-depth information. Who is good partner in overseas and whom to work with and not. So it's getting like mature and the honest knowledge can be shared. Yes, this is what I'm saying. So this is the picture that the Forbes wrote about what's going on in Korea, I think recently last year. So the picture shows that the number of the accelerators. So recently, the 500 startups, they just come to the Korea and they open an office in Seoul, and then they just raised the 500 startup raised $15 million from the Korean government, so that they can invest in Korean entrepreneurs. So it's called like Kimchi Fund. So the Korean government is very open to the overseas investors to draw the overseas money and also matching the money so that they can invest in Korean entrepreneurs and help them go global successfully, partner with global investors. And the last part is the Big Success open a conference called Big Global Seoul in next week, Thursday and Friday. So if you can come by, it'll be tough, but it'll be really interesting opportunity to find good investors and then good friends and then good partners to meet with. Because 2,500, like all the people will join here too. Okay, thank you for listening and thank you for inviting Techinasia. Thank you.